Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. This reading, I'm going to be diving into Don Jr.'s karma and what else is hanging over him. So I'm going to go like past life, what's hanging over him now, professional and personal future. But also I wanted to make a really quick announcement. So I'm doing this reading on Friday, I think it's the 12th. And Saturday, which is tomorrow, I'll be on Scott Allen's channel. It's called Scott Allen Spiritual Essence, and there's a hot link to his channel so that you can subscribe, and I've also posted it in my community section. But we'll be doing personal readings, free personal readings for you guys, starting 2 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Mountain, 4 Central, and 5 Eastern time. So come and join us. I'd love to hang out with you guys. And then on Sunday, I'll be back with Scott as well. Oh, that's right. Saturday, I'll be there with Sheila from Inquisitive Tarot. I love her. And then also love Kim. Kim with Intuitive View. You probably know her channel well. It'll be her and I with Scott on Sunday. So that'll be 7:30 in the morning Pacific time, 8:30 Mountain, 9:30 Central, and 10:30 Eastern. And again, go to Scott's channel to subscribe and click the little notification bell if you want to join us. That one will be devoted to political and current events. So, yeah, come join. Love to be there with you. Okay, so let me get myself back into Don Jr.'s. Okay, forces in motion in his life currently. Yeah, he might be battling the truth. His challenges. Yeah. Okay. And then 4 cards here for the specific karma that he brought in to work through this lifetime. He's still a younger guy, so he might turn it around. Who knows? Yikes. Okay. All right. I'll get them in frame in a moment. Okay, so 2 cards up here for what he's like destined to experience. So we're still in the realm of karma, but this would come down sooner, I believe. At least that's my intention. What will we see, like sooner rather than later for him? Okay. Interesting. None of these are very powerful cards, actually. Okay, now let's just do... How about I'll do 2 for his... Well, let's do 2 for professional future. Professional future. Wow. And 2 for his personal future. Goodness. And these realms, professional and personal, they often meld, merge together. Actually, a little more room over here, so we can keep the categories kind of separate. So this is what's hanging over him, controlling his life whether he wants it or not. This is what's going on based on his free will, based on the usage of his free will, and it has created a certain force going on in his life. And this over here is unfinished business from his past lifetime. And we all have, no matter who we are, we all have good and bad karma, or I don't even want to call it good or bad, but more like positive and negative. Positive being where we're in alignment with the forces of love in the universe, and negative is being where we want to negate life, we want to negate reality, we want to negate others, we want to negate love, we want to, create negative reality. So, karma is nothing more than the law of cause and effect. So we can change things up. But diving into this guy, okay, so He likes to go fast, he likes to play hard, he likes to party. And the forces in motion in his life right now, well, we could look at this little blowing tree in the wind, but doesn't it look like, my friend Lisette noticed this one day, and yeah, doesn't that look like the Facebook logo down there? And this freaky hairdo going on, that's kind of like his dad, right? And so this could be him and his dad, actually, in that place where, you know, like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And they both like to party it up. You know, his dad is known for, you know, snorting Adderall for years and years and years, cocaine and Adderall, and probably cocaine in the earlier days, and then when that gets to be a little too hard on the body, they switch to something else, because that's what addicts do. Well, there's a lot blowing in the wind here. So that's how I'm seeing it, because that's what I'm tuned into. Other times I might get a different meaning, but I get just an immature soul that wants to go fast. Go fast, and maybe like Mark put an F in front of Zuckerberg. That's what I call him when no one else is around. Or when... Actually, that's not true. When anybody else will listen to me and I can get away with saying it, that's what I call him. But anyway, so move fast and break things. That's Mr. Zuckerberg's what am I saying, motto in the beginning. And yeah, he did that. He broke the democracy in 2016 and tried to allow it to stay broken in 2020. Until he got too far down the rabbit hole with it, and then had to turn it all around, and then not allow those posts that said that Trump won. You know, then Trump got banned from Facebook and Twitter. I don't know if this guy if Don Jr. has been banned or not. You'll have to let me know. I honestly don't know, but this card is all about. So just to look at it on more of a mundane level rather than what I've gotten intuitively, I have to remember the keywords for this card is planning, making decisions. You know, he's often, the sword is often too big for him to actually even use and carry, because he's learning. You know, he's learning about thoughts and communications and how to use his words wisely. But he's planning something. That's what's going on. He's planning something. And that's especially reiterated here with this Eight of Pentacles. He's working on something. Based on what he's done, I would just love to see him, you know, be making license plates someday. I would love to see that. But for now, what I have to say is that his challenge, because this is in the challenge position, is, and he's planning, you know, okay, what's my work next? What do I do next? What now? Right? What now? What now on Facebook? If he's even still allowed to be there. Because this card in a challenge position has to do with a dead end career. I could see that for him. Okay, so karma that he brought in from his last lifetime that was unresolved from prior lifetimes, you know, what he tried to bring in or brought in to try and heal, is betrayal, is being stabbed in the back, is being used and abused, and it's done. So something was done, something was over with, but it was painful, very, very painful ending. You know, of course, it's a card of failure. Of course, you can see backstabbing here, and you know, and some loss, some kind of pain. changes that end things for good. So he brought in this attitude of like, no more, the heck with that, whatever that was. And I think it had to do with him being dependent on other people's money. So he's tried to come in, well, on another level too, he could have been betrayed through his dependencies on other people who doled out the riches, And this lifetime he's saying, dang, I want to be seen for who I am. But he still hitched his wagon to his dad. I mean, has the guy ever done anything on his own? I mean, I think he's just been tied to his dad. And then again, well, I don't know. Has it been, I think all 3 kids are part of Trump Incorporated, but was it just Ivanka and Eric who were in charge of that children's charity that they got, busted for robbing? I don't know. That's kind of like another swirl in my head, but I'll just let that go. I'll just focus on this because the dude wants to be seen and heard. He wants acclaim. He wants to be acknowledged. He wants to be somebody. But then again, he's got this place where he's like giving to get. And I have to say that because he wants to be seen as somebody who's rich, who can give money, but he's also been dependent on other people to give him what he has. It's like, piggybacking on somebody, which is his dad and the rest of his family. Then again, I think he's the older one, right? Ooh, I don't even know their birth order, honestly. He's the wacky one. I mean, they're all kind of wacky, but in a different way. When it comes to intelligence, I wouldn't put him at the top. Just because he makes bad decisions, and that's what addicts do. And I've seen lots of pictures of him, like with his kids, and when his kids are around him, they always look scared. They don't look like happy kids. And of course, he divorced his first wife, has 5 kids with her, and then he took off to be with, he cheated on her, and then took off to be with Kimberly Guilfoyle. And if she's not a freaky, looks like a coke addict herself, I mean, I don't know who is. Man, watching her at the Republican National Convention, it was like, what the hell is that? That's who he's partying down with. And they like to party. Okay, so what's bound to be coming in for him, what's hanging over him with the 10 of Wands reversed, well, I think he's got some more failure going on. Failure here. Yeah. I think he's going to be maybe relieved of some fortune. And then the other thing that's hanging over him is his need to take self-responsibility. Now, whether he'll do it or not, I don't think so, because this looks to me like he'll be walking away. The true meaning of this card is to take self-responsibility. Walk away when you can. Cut your losses when it's time. But to, most of all, take care of yourself and walk away from things that are no longer serving you. I don't know if he's really going to do that, but he's got failure here and the need to walk away, so maybe he's just going to have to, whether he wants to or not. Now, professionally, with these 2 cards here, with the Hermit, this is a card of isolation, soul searching, needing to look inside, but also I think isolation is probably the key meaning here. And I say that because coupled with the Hanged Man, there's a suspension here. There's an uncertainty. There's a a new way of looking at life that he needs to get inside of. So it's not so, both of these, he's on this level, he's going to need legal counsel, he's going to need some guidance, he's going to need to learn something. But this card can be treason, being a traitor. Some of the old archaic, well, let's call it archaic, but the original meanings is, you're sent away to be isolated. And Hanged Man, both of either one of these could spell that out, but to have both of them together, my goodness. This is like having your life, suspended and having to hang out in isolation to understand what you did wrong. So I'm wondering if he's going to be implicated in the Capitol riots. So I think as soon as I finish this, I'll have to drop the camera down and do a Kipper reading to see what comes through there. Personally, but I see this as professionally as well, because he's tied his identity so much to his father. Personally, with the King of Swords coming in reversed, there's the law coming down on him. This has to do with his corruption, his lack of integrity, and his manipulating, like trying to manipulate reality. So this is not good. And I say that especially because, look, we have 3 major arcanas here. No major arcanas over here kind of tells me that he hadn't really stepped through any of the major gateways that he needed to yet. And he's still just, one of those human beings that was doing his best to just function with the daily details of life. And of course, it all had to do with money. Betrayal and money, and then wanting public acclaim. So he's got his public acclaim now. We see him. But with these 3 majors, and then this guy hanging out up here, I think this is like the long arm of the law coming down on him for his corruption. And he gets to learn, maybe at some point when he's locked up, maybe he'll study the Constitution. Now, his dad may not get locked up because his health will probably come in and take him out before he has to do that. But him, he's still a younger guy. But anyway, Judgment reversed. Whew. This is having major, major, major regrets. And being like held down in a way where he can't even honor his call, but he hasn't found his calling, so there's no, he hasn't found his life purpose. He's not going there. So yeah, big regrets. All the skeletons are coming out of the closet. All the darkness is coming out of the woodworks, and we already know it, but I think at some point everyone's going to know it. So let me pause. I'll be right back with the Kipper. Okay, so with the Kipper, I'm just going to look at his future only. While I was shuffling, I had memories of, or a memory of him, yelling, "Lock her up," about Hillary. He's been a vicious little guy, I'm telling you. Well, I guess I shouldn't say little, but little in soul substance, I would say. All right, your future. What is your future? Okay. draw more cards, but I don't know, this looks pretty complete here. Dude. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's all right here. I'm not going to need any more cards. So here's our theme right here. This is the card of, you know, prisons. If it's not literally imprisonment, then it's also, or at least it's being in his own self-created prison and being very, very, very restricted. This card has to do with secrets coming out. It's a trap, but it's a place where we've trapped ourselves. You know, it's like our own self-created prison, like I just said. And you can't get out. He's not going to get away with it. And this goes again with the remember the Hermit card we had over here for his future? Double confirmation there. You know, the Hanged Man and the Hermit, and then here we have it here. And this is him. Because, you know, this is the younger guy that has access to money, access to all the riches of life. And because the Coffin card knights over here, something's ending. So this could, because of this being, you know, the card that it is, this is a card of, you know, taking a long time as far as timing goes. But again, maybe, well, okay, so two things. Either it's going to take, you know, another couple years, or it could be that he's seen as, for a very long time, doing something that ends, you know, his career, his reputation, because we've got, you know, this is the reputation card here, and this gets him locked up. And this isn't a card of money changing hands, but it is the card of offers. And you know, here he gets his recognition again that he wanted, right? But at what price? Because this can be a card of, well, what's coming down in his future is, I think, being incarcerated and being known, being seen for being someone who perpetuated the Capitol, you know, riots on January 6th. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, yeah, because this is a card of your reputation, your achievements, and he definitely achieved what he wanted. But now this is what comes in. You know, these cards that touch this card, they all, yeah. And I think this card has to do with, it could have a double meaning. It could be his children that are taken from him custody-wise, or it could be that this is something new. It doesn't have to be children. Often this card's about some kind of a new beginning. You know, but he's going before the court. So this could be a whole new court. You know, I mean, he definitely, he had his deposition recently. You know, Ivanka had hers first, but they've all been hauled in to look into the inauguration funds. So that could be what this is about, because it knights over here to this adjudication card. So that's interesting. So besides the Capitol riots, there's this other, you know, something's coming down the pike for him, because it's looking like they all took money out of the inauguration fund, which is illegal. You know, we have to remember Trump raised a record $107 million. And what's her name? Stephanie something or other, Wilcott, whatever, Stephanie something Wilcott, I think. You know, Melania's melanoma's friend, that ran the event and took in like 25 or 26 million. She has spilled the beans because and I think Melania turned around and sued her. But anyway, so a lot's come out because of that. Boy, this has taken so much time, you know, because that happened in 2017. Here we are, 2021. He's going to be going before, well, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be, I think it will be before a judge, because this card is all about judges, investigations, someone who decides your future for you. And then it ends in this utter, you know, despair. This card's all about loss and stress, you know, hangovers, not being able to sleep at night, self-destruction. It's also a card of, you know, violence too. So, you know, this has been his violent, with the January 6th riots, his part in that, I think. Now the Thief card up here, this is interesting. Well, yeah, no, it's not. It's the same thing. This is just reiterating what I just got without even looking at the card. This has to do with money taken from the inauguration fund. He's going to be going to court because he's seen as a thief, and yeah, I think the guy's going to be locked up. So we have that to look forward to. And this is his loss, you know, from his irresponsibility, like being so irresponsible. That goes along with that Eight of Cups that was, you know, the card that was hanging over him, him walking away from taking responsibility. Well, he's not really going to be able to walk away. Because, you know, this is him, you know, being the leech that he is. So there's that. Wow. Yeah. I mean, on another way, let's say if I try to look, let me see if I can look at it from another angle. Just in case. Because if it's not imprisonment, this is at least isolation. And painful endings before he can move on. And his honor with his children, especially as they're growing up, they will see him as like a vampire leech off of Grandpa. And if he's not locked up, he's still going to be investigated. And this isolation will cause him a lot of stress and sleepless nights. Just like, you know, the Nine of Swords in Tarot. But this card is so bad because it doesn't end well. And this is the last card I drew, so, you know, this is our answer right here. But I really do think that all of this comes down the pike. All of this happens because of him taking money from the inauguration fund that happened years ago. Okay, well, that's all I got. Good luck, Toni boy. Okay, thanks you guys. Bye.